Hey there, everybody. I am King 5 meteorologist Leah Pizzetti. It is Saturday evening, just after 9 p.m., and I wanted to take a moment to talk about your forecast, get you going for the work week ahead, especially because it is going to be a huge difference tomorrow compared to what we saw today. Today was beautiful. Saturday brought sunshine and 70s. In fact, Olympia was closer to 80 degrees than 70. 78 degrees clocked in. SeaTac hit an even 75. Bellingham 74 degrees. And don't forget, normal temperatures this time of the year are in the upper 60s to low 70s. So we were above average across the board. It was a really pleasant day. It felt like summer, wasn't it? And you know what? It is still summer. We'll talk about that more in a bit. But first, let's take a look at the changes that are coming. Overnight tonight, we're going to watch clouds roll in and eventually the rain. Rain arrives tomorrow, and it's a daytime rain event. It's not here yet, though. As of Saturday evening, 9 p.m., like I told you, we're staying dry around the sound right now, but we can see this rain is moving in on the coast. And see this band of showers? It's a pretty widespread rain. That is going to be rolling through Puget Sound during the day tomorrow. It's not going to be too strong. We're not looking at any heavy rain, but it will be much different than what we felt on Saturday. We'll talk about totals in a moment. Here's a closer look at that. You can see it starting to creep in along the Forks. I believe Forks is having a twilight celebration this weekend, and it does look like it's a good weekend for that. It will feel like twilight out there with that rain that's moving in. So it's here right now, and into the next couple of hours, it will continue to stay right along the coast. This is 10 p.m. on this Saturday night. Then into Sunday morning, that's when it tracks inland. It breaks apart a little bit. So this is 6 a.m. getting you started on your Sunday morning, and it's just some spotty light showers. We'll see some more steady, widespread, but still light rain from South Sound and south of that. So any early morning drivers who are heading down to the south or north if you're south and driving I-5, get ready for that light rain to start your day. That'll start earlier in the morning. This is 9 a.m. and we're seeing that front move on through, and we'll push a lot of that steady rain farther to the east. We'll see some clearing along the peninsula. So the Olympic Peninsula, the coast, you're getting it first, but you'll also clear first. We'll move it around the sound. This is 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, and it's light rain, but fairly steady in nature, and then it's going to stay steady for a couple hours. This is 1 p.m. on your Sunday. Early afternoon, it's still continuing. We're starting to see some of that clearing. In fact, we'll even see the sun peeking out along the peninsula. It'll be a really nice day on the peninsula, and that rain will continue around the sound during the day. This is 5 p.m. here, and we're continuing to see it push off to the east. At this point, most of us will see that clearing, just a couple light showers sticking around our higher elevations and starting to skirt toward the eastern slopes of the Cascades. Great news for all of our fires in the state that are burning right now, and this is definitely going to be a step in the right direction. Not necessarily going to solve our problems, but hey, it's better than those warm, sunny days as far as firefighting is concerned. And we actually could see the sun peeking out later on in the day. So yes, we do have rain moving through, but if you are looking to do things in the great outdoors, you actually will have a nice window of opportunity in the afternoon and evening once that rain moves on through. Then we'll take a step forward into Monday. This is your Monday morning, and a couple morning clouds to start the day, but it should clear nicely, and your Monday should be a very pleasant day. In fact, that's actually going to the beginning of a little warm up. We're not there yet, though. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's first get to some of your rainfall accumulations, expected accumulations for your daytime hours on Sunday. Through the day Sunday, it's really not going to be major accumulations. We're looking at anywhere from a tenth or so to upwards of a quarter of an inch of rain for the sound. Honestly, I think it'll be on the lower end of that. A tenth at best is likely what we'll see for most areas, with the exception of our coastal communities. You'll see totals higher on the higher end, closer to a half an inch of rain, maybe a little bit more than that, 3/4 of an inch of rain at best. So all that to say, yes, it is going to be a rainy Sunday, but it's not necessarily going to be heavy rain, to say the least. It's just going to be different than Saturday. Saturday was sunny and warm. Sunday is going to be cooler and damp, is what I like to call it. So here's your highs for Sunday. I showed you that today on Saturday we hit highs in the 70s and even near 80 degrees. Tomorrow we will be lucky if we hit the upper 60s in some of the warmest spots of Western Washington. So it is going to be much cooler as that front moves through. It's leaving behind cooler air. Warmest spots down to the south in the upper 60s, low 60s to the north. Same thing, 60s along the coast, even cooler in our higher elevations, 40s and 50s. Look at that. So if you're heading to the mountains, get ready for cooler temperatures during the day. 60s and 70s off to the east in Leavenworth and Wenatchee. So it is definitely going to be much cooler. That's a good 10-degree cool down compared to what we saw on Saturday. Here's your hourly breakdown of the day for the Seattle metro area, King County. We're looking at the steadier rain to be during our daytime hours. We'll see that taper off, and then the afternoon and evening should dry out and actually be pretty pleasant. Really not a lot of fluctuation in our temperatures throughout the day. Hey, if you're heading down to the fair, don't let the rain fool you. The best chance for rain down to the south is going to be in our AM hours, so you could head out there earlier in the day if you want to escape the crowds, but the day's not completely lost. You could still head out to the fair in Puyallup. Later in the day, we'll actually see the sun peeking out, and it'll be a really nice evening. So do not let the weather ruin your fair plans. You can definitely still head out. Hey, we're still a little more than a week away from the start of fall. Yes, it is technically still summer, everybody. September 22nd is when we ring in the new season. And you know what? It's still summer, and it's still going to feel like summer. We're feeling these cool temperatures the next couple of days in the 60s. We'll hold on to 60s Sunday and Monday, but check out Tuesday. Yeah, we've got a run at the 80s once again. We're not done with the 80s yet. I had someone ask me, hey, Leah, do you think we're done with the 80s yet? Nope, we can still see 80s and even into the 90s into September. I'm not sure about the 90s, but as you can see here, we are not done with the 80s. So we see that on the 7-day forecast. We'll warm things up on Tuesday, bringing back the 80s, bringing back some sunshine. We do have a weak disturbance that's going to try to bring a couple clouds and maybe some sprinkles into midweek. It's looking like maybe Wednesday into Thursday, but then we're going to dry things out and warm them right back up into next weekend with some really comfortable 70s expected by next weekend. So all that to say, we've got a little brief early taste of fall on Sunday, but summer is not done. 70s and 80s are still in the forecast, and it's looking like it'll overall be a pretty nice week ahead. That was a look at your extended forecast. Be sure to stay with the King 5 weather team as we continue to bring the latest on your forecast.